Hello, my dear students. This is Mrs. Shaima Gharib, and today's lesson about dividing indices. We are going to continue laws of indices, and this lesson is for year 6 and year 7. Before you watch this video, you should watch all the previous videos of laws of indices, multiplying indices, and adding and subtracting integers. Let's start by revising some rules before you watch any video. You have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve the questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Look at this example here. 3 to the power of 7 divided by 3 to the power of 2. I can write 3 to the power of 7 as 3 times itself 7 times, and 3 to the power of 2 or 3 squared as 3 times itself 2 times or 3 times 3. So when we do the division here, we are going to cancel these 2 3 with another 2 3's from this, which means I'm going to have at the end these 5 3's multiplied by each other. Now let's see the answer. If I want to write it using the index notation, it will be 3 to the power of 5, because the 3 is multiplied by itself 5 times. So what do you notice about the power here and these two powers in the division sentence? We kept the base number as it is and we subtracted the powers. And please pay attention that when we subtracted the powers, we subtracted the first power minus the second power. So we always subtract the second power from the first power. And I start with the first power minus the second power. So I keep the base as it is, then I subtract the second power from the first power. So 7 minus 2 equals 5. Is this clear? Now let's see example. 2 to the power of 6 divided by 2 to the power of 3. We said we're going to keep the base number as it is, which is the 2, and we are going to subtract the first power minus the second power, which means 6 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 equals 3. Then the answer will be, when we simplify this sentence, it will be 2 to the power of 3. If you want to continue and find the value, it's okay. We are going to find the value as 2 times 2 times 2 or 3 or 2 cubed, or 2 to the power of 3, which is equals 8. Okay. Now let's see all the following examples. 5 to the power of 3 divided by 5 to the power of 7. I'm going to subtract, and remember we said the first power minus the second power, which means 3 minus 7. 3 minus 7. So we are going to keep the base number as it is, which is 5, and the power will be 3 minus 7, which is negative 4. So the answer will be 5 to the power of negative 4. Next example. What is the power on this 4 here? If I don't have a power, it means it's raised to the power of 1. So I have 1 and I have 8. So I'm going to subtract the first minus the second, which means 1 minus 8. 1 minus 8 equals negative 7. So the answer will be 4 to the power of negative 7. We're going to do exactly the same with the coming example. Negative 7 minus 7. So I have negative 7 minus 7. And please remember, we always start with the first power minus the second power. So negative 7 minus 7 equals negative 14. Then the answer will be 6 to the power of negative 14. Is this clear? Now let's see a different example. What if I have a fraction? What do you remember about fractions? All fractions can be written as a division sentence, which is the numerator divided by the denominator. So 6 to the power of 7 over 6 to the power of 5, it's exactly the same as 6 to the power of 7 divided by 6 to the power of 5. And we said we are going to keep the base number as it is, and we are going to subtract the powers. The first power, which is the power up, minus the power down, or the second power. So 7 minus 5 equals 2. Then the answer will be 6 to the power of 2, or 6 squared. Let's see one more example. 3 to the power of 4 over 3 to the power of 9. I will do exactly the same. Keep the base number as it is, which is the 3, and subtract the powers, the first minus the second, which is 4 minus the 9. So 4 minus 9 gives negative 5. Then the answer will be 3 to the power of negative 5. One more example. 7 to the power of negative 4 over 7 to the power of 9. I will do exactly the same. The negative 4, which is the first power, or the power up, minus the power down, which is the 9. So I have now negative 4 minus 9, which is negative 13. So the answer will be keep the base number as it is, which is number 7. So it will be 7 to the power of negative 13. Look at this example here. I have 8, and we said before it means 8 raised to the power of 1. 8 over 8 to the power of 5. So I'm going to do 1 minus 5, which is negative 4. So the answer will be 8, which is the base number. I will keep it as it is. 8 to the power of negative 4. Is this clear? So please remember that the rule is keep the base number as it is and subtract the powers, the first power minus the second power. Now let's see more examples. Let's simplify. In these examples, we have missing powers. 2 to the power of 8 divided by 2 with the missing power equals 2 to the power of 3. So I will ask myself, number 8 minus which number gives 3? 8 minus what gives 3? 8 minus 5. Then the missing power here is 5. Now we'll do one more example. 5 to the power of what divided by 5 to the power of 9 equals 5 to the power of 2. So I will ask myself, what number minus 9 gives 2? What number minus 9 gives 2? Number 11. So 11 minus 9 gives 2. Then the missing power here is power 11. Now I have 3 to the power of negative 4 over 3 to the power of a missing number equals 3 to the power of negative 9. We said we are going to subtract the first power minus the second power. So negative 4 minus what number gives negative 9? Negative 4 minus 5 gives negative 9. Then the missing power here is 5. Now let's see next example. 7 to the power of what? Over 7 to the power of 5 equals 7 to the power of negative 3. So what number minus 5 gives negative 3? Let's see together. I have a missing number. Minus 5 gives negative 3. What do you think? What should I do? So this number will be a positive number, which is number 2. So 2 minus 5 gives negative 3. So the missing power here is 2. Is this clear? Now, let's have more practice questions. I want all of you to try to do all these questions on your own, then check your answers with the video. Are you ready? 3 to the power of 4 divided by 3 to the power of 4. We are going to subtract 4 minus 4 equals 0, which is 3 to the power of 0, which is 1 whole. And also I can just do it in division. When I divide a number by itself, the answer is always 1. 6 to the power of 6 divided by 6 to the power of negative 8. I'm going to keep the base number. I will subtract the powers. 6 minus negative 8. So when you subtract a negative number, it is the same as adding. So it's the same as 6 plus 8. So 6 plus 8 equals 14. Then the answer will be 6 to the power of 14. 2 divided by 2 to the power of 8. The power here is 1. I'm going to subtract 1 minus 8, which is negative 7. Then the answer will be 2 to the power of negative 7. Remember, we keep the base number as it is and we subtract the powers, the first power minus the second power. In the last example here, I will subtract the negative 5 minus 5. Negative 5 minus 5 equals negative 10. So the answer will be 4, which is the base number, to the power of negative 10. Is this clear? Let's see more questions. In the first one, I have a fraction, and we said it's the same as division. 7 to the power of negative 4 over 7 to the power of 9. We are going to subtract negative 4 minus 9. The first power minus the second power, or the power up minus the power down. So negative 4 minus 9 equals negative 13. Then the answer will be 7 to the power of negative 13. Now let's look at the second example here. 4 to the power of what? Divided by 4 to the power of 4 equals 4 to the power of 4. What do you think? What number minus 4 gives 4? What number? A missing number minus 4 gives 4. Of course, it's number 8. 8 minus 4 gives 4. Then the missing power here will be 8. Now let's look at this example here. 8 to the power of negative 2 over 8 to the power of negative 5. We are going to subtract the first power, negative 2, minus the second power, which is negative 5. So I have negative 2 minus negative 5. So we said before, when I subtract negative numbers minus negative, I can write it as division, or I can do it as addition. So negative 2 plus 5, the answer is 3. Okay, negative 2 plus 5 equals 3. So the final answer will be 8, which is the same base number for the power of 3. 5 to the power of negative 7 over 5 to a missing power equals 5 to the power of negative 12. I have negative 7 minus a number minus a missing number minus what gives negative 12. What do you think? It will be number 5. Negative 7 minus 5 gives negative 12. Then the missing power here will be 5. Is this clear? This is the end of our lesson today. Thank you for watching and see you soon.